Hi guys, my name is Nart. So today I'm going to record my first YouTube video. So today what I wanna talk to you guys about is a London system. So I'm going to teach about the London system, so we will understand what the London system is or why people play the London system, etc. So without further ado, let's straight dive in. So, as you know, probably I assume most of you know a London system, but the London system happens after white plays d4, followed with bishop f4, basically. And the London system is actually very popular, very popular opening. So there is a great chance that when you are playing with black pieces, to deal with this system. So when you are playing with black pieces, there is a big chance that you are going to see London system. You are going to encounter London system. So let's see. So here white plays d4. White starts off with d4, and black plays d5. Let's say. And now here white can immediately play bishop f4, or white can also play knight f3 first, followed with bishop f4 later. But I want to stick to bishop f4 now. So on the second move, white plays bishop f4, and then now we can say that this is a London system. But as I said, white can also play knight f3 and then bishop f4 later. More or less, it will be the same thing. So here, white plays bishop f4, and now with this move, as you can see here, white brought his bishop out to the game. So let's say black plays knight out, knight to f6. So now white is going to play knight f3, and then now white was able to develop his two minor pieces. And now what white is going to do is he will play e3, bishop d3, and c3. That is the main setup for white in the London system. So here, guys, I have seen so many games which black played knight c6, and I also want to talk about this move. So here, especially at the beginner level, and that is a very common mistake. So I have seen so many games which includes knight c6 without playing c5, and there is a slight mistake actually, maybe even bigger mistake. I mean, maybe not slight mistake. So knight c6 is a positional mistake because when black plays knight c6, and now black doesn't have any real pressure towards the d4 pawn. So it is better for black to play c5 and then knight c6 later. So you may think like, okay, but isn't this a free pawn? No, it is not actually. So it looks like it's a free pawn, but in the reality, it is not free. So I can prove you. So here, if white takes the pawn, black can play e6, and then black wants to take back this pawn. And then here, if white plays b4, black is going to break up these pawns by playing a5. And then here, now white cannot play a3 simply because that would hang the rook. And if white takes the pawn, then black can take with the queen check, and then black is going to collect the c5 pawn. And if white plays c3, then black takes the pawn, white takes, and now black has b6 move. Black has a real strong move here, b6. And now if white takes the pawn, black can take this pawn first with a check, and now he's going to pick up the b6 pawn. And then black is better now. So if you are playing with black pieces here, my recommendation would be playing c5. That is not known, like that is not so common at the beginner or in intermediate level, but I think c5 is much better than knight c6 here. So I would recommend you to play c5 followed with knight c6 later. So here if black plays knight c6, we can play e3 here. White can play e3, and then let's say black plays e6 here. Now we are going to play c3, so we build up our pawn chain. And then here, let's say black plays bishop d6. So now the important move for white is not exchanging the bishops immediately. So here the move for white is bishop g3, bishop to g3. Why? You may wonder, like, why are we retreating this bishop to g3 square? Isn't this a waste of time? No, it is not actually, because here, if black takes the bishop, we are going to take back with this pawn, and then guess what? Now our rook has become an active piece, and so I can show you one variation. So let's say black castles, then we are going to play bishop d3, and then we are having a good pressure towards to h7 square, and then this knight has to stay here for a while. So here let's say black plays bishop d7, and now one question for you guys: how do you think we can try to deflect this knight? If you want, you can pause the video and let me know in the comments. So here, if you came up with two ideas, like if you thought about knight e5 and g4, very well done. These are the good moves for white here. So, but I think knight e5 is slightly better in this position, knight to e5, and then followed with g4, g5. But g4 is also very good. So basically, we are going to play g5 in the next turn. Yeah, but the problem with this variation is, let's say black plays this move. After g5, black can play knight e4, and then he blocked this diagonal. So I think it is better to play knight e5 first, and then going for g4, g5, and then in case this knight goes here, you can play f3. And then you can open up this file again. Sorry, you can open up this diagonal for the bishop. Okay, so we play bishop g3, and then black castles, we play bishop d3. That is the setup we want to achieve. Like the bishop is on d3, the knight is on f3, bishop is on g3. That is what we want to do. Like that is the ideal setup for London. And then another critical thing I want to mention about is whenever black tries to play e5, pawn to e5 break, this move, we should not let black to play e5. So let's say here black plays rook e8. Now please don't castle, because if we castle, black can simply play e5. And after all this exchange, black is fine, because he has a center pawn on d5, he has bishop which sits on the open diagonal. So the critical move here is playing knight e5. That is very important to keep in mind, knight e5. Never ever allow black to play e5, pawn to e5. So here we play knight e5, and if he takes with the knight, that will be a fork. If he takes with the bishop, he takes with the pawn, and then let's say this knight goes here. Now we can play f4, and then we are going to play queen h5, castle, etc. We have two bishops, which is advantages for white. And yeah, and here if black plays bishop d7, we are going to play f4. So we are going to overprotect this knight. And then later we are going to castle, we can play bishop h4, we can play queen f3, knight d2, and then we can even launch a kingside attack. So for example, let's say something like that happens. We can even go for g4 and g5 to attack more this knight. Yeah. So basically, that was about what the London system is. So we play d4, bishop f4, knight f3, pawn e3, pawn c3, knight d2, and bishop d3. That is the setup we wanna get. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and I am planning to record more videos about the openings especially. So please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, please don't forget to smash like button, and let me know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions in the comments. See you guys, thank you so much. Bye bye.